So I have a funny bad date story I would like to share. um, this was a while ago. Um, there was this guy. Um, should we give him? Let's give him a fake name. Call him Jared. It just feels right. So Jared. I'm trying to think, because bear with me, this was a long time ago. I don't know how me and Jared met, but we were talking for a little bit. It's like we started talking for a little bit, and then I started dating somebody, or we kind of forget about each other, over the span of like a couple years, and then finally one day, Jared asked me to have a drink with him, and I'm like, sure, why not? Not doing anything. And mind you, I drove. This was probably like a halfway point for us, but like I drove to this bar that's like 40, like roughly 40 minutes away from where I live. And maybe like, I don't know, he's probably a little closer, maybe like 20, 25 minutes away from where he lived, which was fine. I knew where it was, but I didn't live in the area at the time, like anymore, so I didn't know how to get to it from my current location, so I got lost. And then I think it was like 20, it was only like 20 minutes late. Nothing, not bad. But anyway, I guess he got there early. And he had like I don't know how many drinks he had, but I don't know, a few too many. He must have had like 3. Maybe he was nervous. He had like 3 drinks before I got there. So homie was wasted, I guess, and I didn't even realize it at first. And there was a band playing, so we couldn't really hear. So I ordered my drink, and I'm trying to talk to him, but it's a little hard to hear. And then this couple comes up and talks to us, and I don't remember the exact conversation, but it was kind of like I just remember his response to what the woman said, and he's all like, yeah, he's like, take care of your man, or something like douchey like that. And I was just like, okay, like, because whatever he said had nothing to do with what she said. And she's cool. They were cool. She was cool. I was in my 30s at the time, so they were like, I think they were older than us. They were probably like in their 50s. And she gave her husband a hug and said, no, we take care of each other. And I'm like, aw, because like that's how it's supposed to be, right? Anyway, they stopped talking to us. I turn around. Where's my drink? My drink's gone. Where'd it go? And I'm like, did this dude seriously drink my drink? Because I don't think the bartender would have taken it away, because I barely drank it. I'm pretty sure he drank it behind my back. So I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, this all happened like really quick. Like, he grabs me to kiss me, and I'm kind of not sure what to do. I kind of go along with it. Like, he's a handsome guy, I'm not gonna lie. So, but he was just being like overly aggressive, so I was just like not feeling it. And then he was also he was wasted. And I barely had a drink, so I'm like stone cold sober, so I'm not on his level yet. And I'm just like, I just wasn't feeling it. And so basically I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I could have left him there at that point, but I didn't. I came back, and he was literally falling, like almost falling off the bar stool. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy, like, is he okay? So I decide that I can't I think he Ubered there. So I decided I cannot leave him there like that. Normally I would. I'd be like, I'm over this. I'm going home. But he told me his mom was babysitting his kids. Yes, he has kids. And I'm like, I can't do that to mom. Okay. So I know the town that he lives in, I just don't know his address. This is how drunk he was. I asked him what his address was, and he didn't know. He had no idea. And I just couldn't believe that. Like, how the fuck? I don't know. I don't drink anymore. But I've been pretty drunk. I still get home. I have never been so blackout drunk that I don't remember where I live. So I'm just like, what am I gonna do? So I'm like, okay, I knew where Denny's was, so I'm like, we're gonna have to sit at Denny's to sober up. So we get to Denny's, we're walking towards Denny's, and he's like, where are we? And I'm like, well, we're at Denny's. And he's like, oh, why are we at Denny's? And I'm like, well, you didn't remember where you lived. And he's like, oh no, like, he's like, yeah, it's just down the road. I'm like, okay, tell me where to turn. And I'm like, do I turn right? And he's like, yeah, just keep going that way. And then I'm like, okay, I'm driving. I'm like, well, now where do I go? He doesn't remember. And I'm like, how is this possible? I was just so mad because we just literally left Denny's. Ugh. So I'm trying to remember. Somehow we get to like the downtown part near where he lives, and he asked me. He has to pee, and he asked me to pull over. This guy, he gets out. He literally starts peeing in the middle of the street, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like really? You couldn't? Okay. I understand because I've been not that drunk, but drunk enough. I know you can't hold it in, but I don't know. At least go like to like a side of a building, or like, I mean, don't just like, whip it out and just start letting it go, But whatever. So he left his phone in the car, and I'm like, I need to text somebody. I need to try to find his mom so I can get the address. So I go through his phone to look for mom, and I saw he texted one of his friends. Like, he said something about me, like, oh, this chick is lame, but yeah, like, I'm totally gonna what her later. And I was like, really? Like, how do you plan on doing that when you can't even fucking stand up straight? So I'm mildly annoyed at this point, but I have a mission. I'm like, we need to get him, which we're so close, because I did text his mom. I think I called her from my phone and told her how embarrassing this is. I was like, hey, look, I have, what did I call him? Jared. I have Jared in the car, and, he doesn't remember where he lives, so can you give me the address? And she's like, yes. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for making sure he gets home. Like, she was super appreciative. Thank you so much for making sure he's getting home safely. And I told him I had to call his mom to get the address. He doesn't seem fazed by it at this point, and he just like, he was just kind of like, oh, he's like, you don't like me, do you? And I'm just like, I never said that. And he's like, and he just kept saying that. He's like, you don't like me. And I'm just trying to ignore him at this point, but I think I brought up the text message saying like, oh, well, I saw what you sent your friend about me, and he's just like, he's like, you did. He's like, I'm just, I'm just feeling like, he's like, he's like, I didn't mean that. He's like, I really like you. And, I was just being insecure, which is relatively true, obviously. I was just being insecure, and I didn't, I didn't mean that. I was just trying to show off, and say I really like you, but you don't like me. And it was just, this was, luckily, we were less than 10 minutes away from his home. So I'm laughing because, and sighing because I don't even know why. Like, this is not something I would do now. Like, I know my intentions were good, but at this point, like, this is a grown ass man, can't even get home, doesn't remember where he lives, and his kids are there, So, we pull up to his house. This is the best part. We pull up to his house, and he's like, oh, he's like, did you want to come in? And I'm like, no, like, it was late. I don't even know. It had to be like 2 o'clock in the morning. It had to be like, I want to say 3. No, I don't think I got home till 3, so it had to be around 2. I had a long ass drive home too, because we were going way out of the other direction of my house. So that was an hour from home. That's why I said I would never do it now. So he asked me to come inside, and I'm just like, yeah, I gotta get home to my dog. I'm not feeling it. And as soon as he's like, I don't remember what he said next, but as soon as he said it, his mom opens my car door, and she says, like, Jared, get inside the house. And I don't know, I might have left. I don't remember. If I didn't, I don't know how I did, because that's hilarious, because I think he was my age. We were like 30, 35, I think. Like, could you imagine if your mom, like, you're like on a date with a girl, and your mom just, screams at you like you're 15 years old. So yeah, that was pretty funny. He texted me the next day, and he apologized and said he was really embarrassed, and then he said, like, that he wanted to make it up to me, and I'm just like, I understand being really drunk, but I don't know. I was like, I couldn't get past it, so I was like, nah, I don't know. Like, I'm just not. That was it. Like, I'm not feeling it. So, but yeah, I think that was probably the worst. Was that the worst date? Yeah, I would say so. But it's like, it's terrible but hilarious at the same time. So at least it turned into like a good story.